What if I told you that the entire history of humankind, from our humble beginnings on the African savanna to our current reign as masters of planet Earth, could be understood in just a few minutes? It sounds impossible, right? But that's exactly what Yuval Noah Harari sets out to do in his mind-blowing book, Sapiens, A Brief History of Humankind. Get ready to have your mind blown wider than the universe itself as we embark on a journey through time, exploring the forces that have shaped our species and brought us to this very moment. Buckle up, space cadets, it's going to be a wild ride. Okay, so picture this. 70,000 years ago, we humans were just another insignificant species trying to make a living on a planet teeming with danger. We weren't the strongest, the fastest, or even the furriest. But then, something incredible happened. We developed the ability to think in ways that no other animal ever had before. This wasn't just about figuring out how to use a stick to dig for grubs or outsmart a predator. This was about imagination, folks. We began to tell stories, share myths, and believe in things we couldn't see or touch. This, my friends, was the cognitive revolution. See, other animals, they communicate, sure, but they can only talk about things that are right there in front of them. We humans, on the other hand, started talking about things that didn't even exist. Gods, nations, money. These are all collective fictions. This ability to create shared beliefs, to weave stories that bind us together, that's what gave us the edge. It allowed us to cooperate in larger numbers, to organize ourselves into complex societies, and ultimately to dominate the planet. Fast forward a few millennia, and humans stumbled upon another game-changer: agriculture. Around 12,000 years ago, we traded in our spears and foraging baskets for plows and sickles. We domesticated plants and animals, and for the first time in human history, we settled down in one place. Now, on the surface, this might seem like a pretty sweet deal. No more chasing gazelles across the savannah, right? Just kick back, relax, and let the wheat grow. But as with most things in the universe, it's not that simple. Sure, the agricultural revolution allowed for larger populations, more complex societies, and eventually the rise of cities and civilizations. But it also came with a hefty price tag. With agriculture came social hierarchies, property disputes, and let's not forget, a whole new world of diseases spread by those domesticated animals we thought were so friendly. We became slaves to the crops we cultivated, endlessly toiling to ensure a bountiful harvest. We traded our freedom for the illusion of security, and in the process, we unleashed a whole new set of problems upon ourselves. Chapter 3. The Power of Fiction, Empires, Money, and the Myths We Live By. So, we've gone from storytelling apes to settled farmers, but how did we go from small villages to sprawling empires? Well, that's where things get really interesting. You see, the same capacity for imagination that fueled the cognitive revolution also allowed us to create the large-scale myths that hold empires together. Nations, religions, money, these are all collective fictions, things that only exist because millions of people believe in them. They're stories we tell ourselves to make sense of the world and our place in it. Think about it. What makes a dollar bill worth anything? It's just a piece of paper, right? But because we all agree that it has value, it can be exchanged for goods and services. The same goes for borders, laws, and even entire systems of government. They only work because enough of us believe in them. Harari calls this the human ability to cooperate flexibly in large numbers. It's what allows us to build cities, wage wars, and create global networks of trade. The empires of the ancient world, from the Romans to the Mongols, were all built on shared myths and beliefs. These stories provided a sense of unity and purpose, allowing rulers to command vast armies and conquer distant lands. Chapter 4. The Scientific Revolution, Embracing Ignorance and Unleashing Progress. For millennia, humans lived in a world constrained by the limits of our own imagination. We explained the mysteries of the universe through myths, legends, and the whims of the gods. But then, just a few centuries ago, something incredible happened. We began to doubt. The scientific revolution, that grand upheaval in human thought, wasn't just about new discoveries, it was about a fundamental shift in our understanding of knowledge itself. For the first time in history, we admitted that we didn't know everything. More importantly, we embraced our ignorance and sought to fill the void with evidence-based explanations. This newfound humility, this willingness to question long-held beliefs and test them against the rigor of observation and experimentation, unleashed a wave of progress that continues to reshape our world today. From Copernicus's heliocentric model of the solar system to Newton's laws of motion, scientific discoveries shattered old paradigms and paved the way for a new era of understanding. The invention of the printing press democratized knowledge, spreading literacy and challenging the authority of the church. The discovery of new lands and sea routes fueled global trade, leading to the rise of empires and the interconnected world we live in today. From the steam engine to the internet, scientific advancements have revolutionized the way we live, work, and interact with the world around us. From storytelling apes huddled around flickering fires to masters of a planet reshaped by our own ingenuity, Sapiens takes us on an epic journey through time, revealing the forces that have shaped our species and brought us to this very moment. But the story of humankind is far from over. AI voice. From storytelling apes to rulers of the planet, Sapiens shows us that history is shaped by beliefs, cooperation, and knowledge. See you in the next video.